This is corned beef brisket. And because I'm Irish and my husband's Irish, it was a big deal for me to be able to cook an Irish meal for him. And every time I tried, the meat came out very tough. And if you know anything about corned beef brisket, it's a very kind of not the greatest piece of meat. So you have to cook it just the right way in order to get it to come out properly. So after failing 3 times, I decided to try it in the crock pot. And since then, it's turned out good every time. So I don't know if you've ever seen one of these in the store or not, but you can get this pretty much anywhere. And it comes with a seasoning packet already attached to it, which you will use in the recipe. So that's what we're gonna make today. Very simple. Again, like Jill was talking at previous shows, we always have to use the spray in our crock pots before we actually start to cook to make sure it's easier for a cleanup. So spray your crock pot first. The next thing that you're gonna do, again, is you're gonna cut onion, and I make sure that I cut mine up really big because I don't like onions, but just slice the onion up really thick. I do it like a 1/2 inch thick so that I can pull them out a lot easier. I put that in the bottom, and then what I do is I take about probably a cup or 2, depending, of the chicken broth and just pour that on top of the onion, and then that's when you take out your corned beef brisket. Put that right on the top, and then what you're gonna do is in a small bowl, probably about this size, you're gonna take about a cup of water, you're gonna take your seasoning packet that's here with your meat, and a little bit more of your chicken broth and mix that up and just dump that over your meat before you start to cook. I always add a little bit more of pepper, ground pepper on the top as well. The next thing that you're gonna do is you're gonna add carrots. And I will tell you, a lot of people like to use the baby carrots just because it's easier. I know you use baby carrots all the time.
Yes.
My husband doesn't like baby carrots. He likes to use the actual real big carrots, but you can use the baby carrots or you can use the bigger carrots, whichever you prefer, but still try to cut them so they're about 2 inches long in length. And you're gonna put those on next because they actually take quite a while still to cook in the crock pot. The next thing that you're gonna do is get the larger red skin potatoes, and you are not gonna put these in whole. You are gonna wanna at least, especially if you have one approximately this size, you're probably gonna wanna cut them in half. And if you're having a bigger potato like this, maybe even in 3s so that they'll cook. You don't do anything with your cabbage to get started. That's just gonna be setting aside. You're gonna put that in your crock pot with your lid on, and that'll cook for about 8 to 10 hours. I actually like to cook mine for 10 hours. It just makes the corned beef even that much better. But about the last half an hour to an hour, what you're gonna do is you're gonna take your cabbage, and you're not gonna cut it. You're just gonna peel the leaves off and leave them in big chunks. And you're just gonna basically take this and lay it across the whole top. And you're gonna cook it for the last hour with the cabbage on the top. And then it's done. You're ready to serve it after that.
Well, let's see what it looks like. Looks good.
The other thing is when you serve this, it doesn't have to be just for St. Patrick's Day. This is a great meal, especially in the winter, to throw in your crock pot as well. But it's it. It's very simple. It takes about 15 minutes to prepare.
You can find the recipe for crock pot corned beef at chefmama.com. While you're there, you can find news, events, party ideas, as well as recipes for hundreds of other fabulous meals.